Breaking news. A video between Steven Crowder and his wife has dropped. It's a Ring camera, secretly recorded footage, I guess.
Not even secret. Who leaked this shit?
It was her.
This is what
she got the files.
Oh, she's trying to show them like, yo, look what he did to me.
In case you missed it, Hillary Crowder.
Yo, she's sick. She's sick.
We're getting ahead. Listen. Ring footage. Secrets, not secret, who knows? But ring footage from
she twisted.
From Hillary and Steven Crowder. There's an argument that they had.
She trying to get it all. Oh shit.
It got released. So we're gonna cover it. Now, listen. I'm gonna read this tweet. In case you missed it, Hillary Crowder's family are alleging that she covered up abuse from Crowder for years. This is a video they provided as example of his allegedly abusive behavior.
How devious do you think they are? Because if this is the best they could produce, not jumping out the window, but if they, they start off slow and they come up with some.
Oh, you think they're gonna trickle it out?
Woo!
Maybe a little backpack.
Oh,
little endeavor action.
No. He said there was no physical abuse.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah.
What he said.
Why would he say that if you think he's just lying?
He didn't think they had the Ring camera. He didn't expect this.
Oh shit.
Maybe he might have expected it.
Like, let's not even put that on. I doubt it.
I'm not putting it on. I'm just saying, man.
I don't even think there's a chance.
No.
I don't think there's.
I don't know. There's a moment in this video where. Oh.
Okay. maybe we should get to the video. You're saying some crazy shit.
Okay, let's get into this video.
No, you just I go down and abuse it. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
Alright, pause. How you feel about that?
I've watched this video like 2 times. So I have some context from later on in the video to be able to understand. I think based on what we've seen thus far, they've been to couples therapy. He's like, listen, don't call me abusive. I don't shit. So far, I don't know. I mean,
that's not what I'm talking about. If you don't do wifely things, you can't take the car. Can niggas get that off?
You should be able to, yeah.
Yo, you don't mop this kitchen, you're not going to your friend's house. Mike, is my wife a kid? Is my wife a kid? But see, that brings I want you to answer that first, because that brings a even greater question.
That's a tough one.
Fuck, I'm gonna ask my question.
You're supposed to mop the kitchen.
If your partner isn't doing their role in the relationship, see, we know the ones for men, right? Becomes a bum, stops going to work, stops, I don't know, playing with the kids, only sit down, watch TV, drinking beer, not doing anything. But if a woman isn't doing her role, what should be the consequences? Right? Because when it comes to divorce, I mean, at least in Steven Crowder's case, I mean, in most people's cases, the man is the moneymaker, so the divorce isn't going to help him.
True.
So it's like, what do you do when your wife just starts becoming insubordinate to her roles? We know what the woman does when the man's insubordinate to his roles. She cheat or she divorce.
I think in a situation like that, you can't explicitly or implicitly say that you're going to hold something over their head or keep them from doing something. I don't think that's
just never the way to go.
Yeah, that's never gonna resolve the situation or make you guys amicable.
Well, some people are weak enough to bend to it. No, don't take away my toy.
Yeah, but
that's for kids.
It's a risky game. Some people are amicable to it, and you'll just hate each other. But you'll stay together for a long time, and you'll just hate each other for a long time, or you'll build up resentment towards each other. But usually that explodes, and if it doesn't, then you got lucky. You got a weak bitch who'll just take it. But sometimes it's like, nah, I'm not gonna take that. And for some people, that's the last straw. Like it happens with niggas with video games. They're playing the video games like, if you don't get off that video game, I'm gonna leave you, or I'm gonna stop loving you, or you don't love me if you. The fact that you're telling me that if I can't play a game, have a little relaxing time with my friends, that means I don't love you, or you're gonna leave. Then you can go. Right? Sometimes that's the final straw. So I personally wouldn't advise ever doing something like that.
It's never a smart move. Don't do that.
And that's the angle he's going for. Again, not a good angle. I don't know.
You can't do that, man. It's just dumb.
I think in a situation where your significant other isn't
adhering
to their roles, I think the only thing you can do is continue to do what you're supposed to do, and I think you can express disapproval, but other than that, what can you do? Like,
well, man, you try to find the diamond in the rough, bro. You just fucked.
Yeah, no, you are. But like, okay, so here's an example. Niggas will be like, oh, what do I do if my significant other is getting fat and unattractive? Ooh. What do niggas say? They don't say,
oh yeah, they say, you just go to the gym.
You go to the gym. You look good. Oh, hey, honey. Oh, so I gotta go to the gym. Gotta stay in shape. Peace out. You know, like, you're getting fat, you're getting disgusting. Man, you just gotta do your thing. Hopefully, she can follow suit. But
sometimes that don't work either.
What? Yeah, I mean, it happens, but like, I don't know. The fact that happens is why people want there to be why people want there to be an option for divorce, because it's like, yeah, sometimes there's just irreconcilable differences. These two people, they just can't get along. They just won't get along.
Remember what he said? He said, "I can't believe that Texas Texas let me have this."
Yeah, we live in a state where it's completely permissible. What do you mean by that?
All right, let's keep going.
What does? My girl. I know it's unreasonable, but I'll go do it. How about you first?
The cut there.
I don't know what that cut's about.
Sussy cut.
Because remember, I'm thinking someone at Ring really doesn't like Steven Crowder, but then you made it more reasonable. She got the footage. She got the footage.
Yeah. I think, like, I don't think the people at Ring.
Bro, the TMZ will pay crazy for money for this.
I don't think.
They'll pay crazy money for this.
Niggas would not use Ring if they found out that anytime something happens,
they got that shit in the vault.
Yeah. So it's
they're making too much money.
She just has access to the files, right? Anytime you see Ring camera footage, it's just that the person who owns the home has access to the files, and she released it. Well, maybe she didn't release, but she gave it to her family members or whatever. This cut, I just want to do it. Cut. And he goes, "How about you first, Hillary?" Which means she just asked him a question. Now they cut it out so that she wouldn't ask, so that you couldn't hear the question that she asked, or just so that you can only hear him ask this question.
Yeah.
And I think the question is, how do you respect the man? I think it's designed to make him look like a misogynist, like, you have to respect me as a man. And he's like,
so you're assuming that that the question she asked was, how do you respect a woman?
Yeah, or how do you respect a wife or something like that.
All right, pause. First of all, I want you to pay attention to his tonality. I want you to pay attention to his inflections, the way he's talking, bro. You can do what you want. Me, I'm certainly not letting no therapist tell me how to run my relationship. If you need a third party, sure. But if you got a therapist that's, instead of listening, they're telling you these pussy tactics of how to get people, how to, reach people, it's just, he sounds like a villain trying to get these things off.
That's all.
Go back a second.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
Back?
Yeah. Okay, play from there. You see how he's asking these questions?
I felt like the way he
It's like he's talking to a child, bro. How do you act to respect? it's like he's taken what he's gotten from the therapy and he's weaponized it.
I think that that's probably true. I think that that's a problem, but I don't think it's evidence of him being a piece of shit. I think that this is kind of just the way that he is.
I'm not saying he's a piece of shit. I'm saying, like, I'm telling them, like, yo, man, I think it's better to talk to the people that are actually, like, that are actually in the successful relationships sometimes, or just maybe even a family member, a new, like, it's tough, man. It's tough because this, like, the way he's using this stuff is just, it just seems so toxic.
It is, but that's not. I don't think that that's the therapist's fault. I don't think he's a toxic dude. I think that this is probably just the way that he communicates, and the way. I don't think he's changed the way that he communicates, but he's added new tools to his repertoire. Right, which is an issue, but like, it's expected that would happen. I don't know if it's something that he could ever change, or if it's something that will take more time. I don't know, and I don't even know when this video was taken. There's so little that we know about the situation. But we don't know
if this is, because we know he had his kids in 2020 and 2021, right?
The miscarriage was in 2020.
The miscarriage was in 2020.
Or were the kids born in? No, these kids aren't like.
The miscarriage was in 2020. I think the kids he has now are born in 2021. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
So this is one of those 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's certainly rich at this point.
Well, if it's one of these 2 years, and he said that he's been going through the divorce for at least a couple of years, for at least over 1 year, this is really like towards the end of the relationship. Like this is kind of like towards the breaking point.
Clearly.
But if this is like the breaking point, unless like shit was like way worse, maybe it got a little bit better, but not good enough for her.
It seems like this is the point where we should be healing now, but there's still resentment.
Yeah.
And he's certainly, whatever he learned at the relationship therapy, he's weaponizing it. He feels like he's so much smarter now. He's talking to her crazy, bro. It's like he feels.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think between the two of them, it's a classic thing between men and women. They talk about it all the time. I think he's trying to resolve the situation. I feel like she probably just wants to be understood.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. And she just wants understanding.
She wants understanding, but at the same time, the understanding that she wants is.
It's not concrete.
We haven't gotten here. We haven't gotten to that point yet. But I think the understanding she wants is just let me take the car. However long it takes. It's not
no, that's not what it is. But
you want to keep on going?
Keep going. Okay.
You're not taking the car. You are not.
You see how they're talking to each other? They're not real people. And I'll ask someone to pick me up. Who would you like me to ask? You're reciting. If you can't even be real, like how is this?
Well, the problem is when they're real, it probably turns into a screaming match. So, and when it turns into a screaming match, it's even worse, especially if she's pregnant. So, so she's probably just like, okay, I'm going to. I'm of the opinion that she's extremely emotionally dysregulated. Like she's extremely upset, but she's trying to,
use the therapist teaching.
Yeah, have a calm demeanor so they can continue to have the conversation. But they're not having the conversation for the same reasons. He's trying to resolve it, and she's trying to feel understood. And even right here, she's trying to be accommodating. She's like,
she's not trying to understand him. That's her problem. She's not trying to understand where he's coming from. Maybe she just thinks that where he's coming from is just unreasonable. She's not going to do it. So it's like we got to find something else. But he's like, nah, we're sticking on the point. I want this. Well, you can't have that. So what else are we going to do? No, we will have that.
You don't think she's trying to understand him?
No.
You think that he's trying to understand her? I don't think he is.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think they're trying to. They're just both trying to do what they want to do.
Yeah, they both just want to do what they want to do. I guess he's trying to like logic it out. He's trying to use points and logic, and she's just like, I'm gonna take the car.
But I think if she, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. He would be willing to understand her if she used the logic, but she's not using it. But she doesn't want to use it. She wants feeling.
Okay. But I think I agree with that. But I don't think it would be as much of an issue if you would understand her feelings. But I mean, it's more difficult to communicate and understand feelings than it is to communicate and understand logic.
For sure.
Let's
keep going.
For most people. Actually, no, probably not. It's probably more easy to understand and communicate feelings than logic, because a lot of niggas are bad at math, and math is just logic.
It's true.
And Steven Crowder is a smart guy, so that's probably why he talks like this. But
yeah.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
This is nasty. That is disgusting. Oh, feeling some constraints? What are you saying?
It is disgusting, but this is the point, right? This is how he uses logic to get her to feel to get her to understand how he feels. He's like, I feel like you take the car, I can't do anything, I'm trapped.
That's therapy
now
shit.
I'm boxing you into. Okay, well you gotta take an Uber.
That's learned. He learned that.
How does that feel for you?
You feel those constraints? Oh shit! Oh shit! What's wrong with these people, man?
This is a toxic situation.
This is a toxic. This is a toxic conversation. That man just got a new toolbox. Holy shit!
It's tough because like you're really looking at it and you're like, I don't want people to get divorced. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, is there any way that that could have been resolved? And it's like,
can't you just be real? Like,
that's tough.
All right, keep going.
Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take a car and leave me here. No, just think of what Steve made me.
Let's see.
No, that doesn't work either.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I think she just wanted to go somewhere. Like, she just wanted to go for a drive. I don't really think that she wanted to go get groceries specifically.
And he's picking up on it.
No. I think that might have...
That's why he said take an Uber.
Yeah, but also, I think that might have been what she said initially. And I think his response was like, oh, I need to get groceries. She's like, groceries? Hey, I'm taking the car. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go for a drive, get some fresh air, leave.
And that's why he said, I got a grill. Wood, pallet.
Yeah. She's like, what do you want me to get? Steaks, wood, grill. I got my grill, right? He's just, you said this earlier when we were having a conversation about this, that he doesn't actually have anywhere to go. I think that adds a lot more credence to it, where it's just like, he just doesn't, for some reason, maybe they were having an argument before, and she's like, I need to disengage and leave. I need to leave with the car. And he's saying, no, I got things to do. So you can't leave. He doesn't have things to do.
He doesn't have anything to do.
He's just saying that. Oh, I can't go to my parents' house. I can't go to my friend's house. It's like, you don't have anything to do. You just don't want her to leave because you want to resolve the situation. And she just wants to disengage because she's feeling overwhelmed. That's why later on he says, take the dog for a walk, because that's what you have to do. She's dead set on driving somewhere. Like, if you want to go, disengage, walk the dog. You can do that. But and he's just like, you're not driving nowhere. You want to walk the dog, you can do that, but I'm not going to let you drive nowhere. That's
you're picking the whole thing.
That's toxic, man. That's toxic. Yeah, this nigga doesn't have nowhere to go.
Do you understand the difference between one being second and one being
This is the problem. Pause it again. You might say it's toxic, but there's also the case that she just won't be real. And maybe she doesn't feel like she's in a spot where she could be real because he's going to logic that. He's going to nitpick that. But is this shit helping you?
What do you mean when you say that she won't be real?
She just wants to disengage. She just wants to go on her drive, just cool off. Why can't you say that? Look, I just want to go on a drive. I want to cool off. I want to spend a little time with myself. Can you let me have this? But maybe she knows her husband. Why do you have to cool off? Go cool off in the pool. Oh my goodness. That is tough shit, man.
Tough, man.
That's tough.
Relationships are tough, man. Yeah. She just wants to disengage.
Yep.
She's upset. She just wants to go her own way.
That man built for it. He argue every day.
Yeah, 100%.
He talk all day long.
He's like, yeah, no, we'll go for hours. It's like,
I can't talk for hours. That's your job.
Yeah,
I'm pregnant. I got a baby.
When she's pregnant, it's like, you gotta let her have that, bro. Like, he's tweaking. He's tweaking a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
The pregnant belly does not help, man. They knew what they were doing with this clip. This might not even be the best clip. it's just it's the best looking clip. Yeah, you bring your pregnant wife like this.
Yeah.
Whoo! Come on, Steven, man. That's bad leadership, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Bad leadership.
Yeah, you gotta know your cadet, man. You gotta know your private. You know, you're the sergeant. You gotta know get some moving, what doesn't get them moving, how to motivate them, and for me personally, it's just
bro. He hit her with the. It doesn't work for me either.
Yeah, maybe the language that
bro.
she uses just isn't good enough to be able to express that she does not and will not have the conversation. Because if it's me and I'm in this type of situation, and he says you can't take the car, all right, I'm gonna sleep, but I'm not talking to you. Like, and you're not gonna force me to. What are you gonna kill me? Do that then. But I'm not talking to you. That's not what's gonna happen.
Maybe she did this before, and she didn't come back until the middle of the night.
Yeah, right.
Steven's waiting there. Well, where are you? In the dark. In the dark with the lamp. Click.
On some invisible shit.
In that ass. So where were you last night? Or where were you this evening? I was just hanging out with sensories. And... Is that alcohol I smell? Steven, I'm pregnant. You trying to kill my kid again? Oh, wait, chill. Let me chill. I jumped out the window, bro.
I mean, that could very well be what
That could
happened.
have been a conversation. I don't know.
Especially because she's like, I'll be back when I'll be back. Like,
that's a scary thing for a wife to say, but she's pregnant, so there's a safety so she's not cheating on me. Probably.
I like pregnant bitches.
It's kind of hard to find.
Poke the kid.
She Christian, she probably not getting into that. Wait till we were married and shit. Where's she going? Like, I don't know. Like, if you're not having that fear, why can't she go Disney? He wants to finish the conversation.
It might just be like an instinct where it's like I have to protect you. I have to protect my kid. You can't just go off somewhere.
He just wants to resolve. He just wants to resolve this issue. And he lives in a nice neighborhood. Look at his pool, bro. He's not worried about her getting in any trouble. He just wants to resolve this issue. I don't want you to go nowhere till we resolve this issue.
Maybe.
I just think the only way out of this is just gonna respect you.
No, we are having class, okay? I love you, but Steven, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it. Watch it.
Bro, that gives
That's the endeavor, bro.
Bro, that yeah.
That's
For
the
My
endeavor,
Hero?
bro. Yeah, for My Hero Academia.
Like,
It could have been like that. Nah, let me chill. That's too much.
look, when you talking about watch it, bro, you like what are you the patriarch of a family?
Well, literally, yeah. But also,
But like olden times, though.
okay. But listen, I think this harkens back to literally the first thing that he said in the video, which is I drew a boundary, and for him, I don't know why. I'm assuming one thing that really, really gets him angry. He'll talk for hours and hours and hours and berate, and we can go back and forth. Sure, and that's what he's exhibited thus far in this video. One thing that he cannot stand is being called abusive and cruel. And for her to say your abuse is sick, I think that for him that's just a line. Like, not cross that line. That shit gets me super duper upset. And she did. And if he drew that boundary, you know
his problem
if he's
is
being abusive, I don't think that she should be restricted from saying it. But at the same time, that's very upsetting for him. And if they're trying to actually come to some sort of resolution or have an amicable relationship, she probably shouldn't be saying that to him.
Well, this is the problem. She's in the right. If she in the past would call just him wanting to go for hours on topics and these conversations and these issues abusive, because he wouldn't let her go, he wouldn't let it go, and he wouldn't let her do her own thing and just come agree to disagree ever, right? Seems like that type of dude he would be. That'd be one thing. He probably doesn't like her framing him wanting to get to a conclusion as abusive, but certainly telling her that she can't even take the car. It's like, okay, now at this point, yeah, now that you're not letting her do the things that she wants, you can't take the car. It's gone to that point where she's justified in calling it that.
That's fair. I think that as annoying or hurtful.
Now your conversation is certainly abusive.
As annoying or hurtful as it can be for your significant other to say things to you that you don't like. I mean, other than just like, levying insults at you, like just horrible insults and shit like that. I think that your significant other should be able to express how they feel, and if she feels like he's being abusive, she should be able to say that even if he isn't really mad. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe she should take into account the fact that that really makes him upset and try hard not to say it. But you know, it's difficult to say. Relationships are tough. that's the theme of this video. Relationships are tough.
Fucking watch it.
Oh, okay, what do you need then? And I need some space.
She finally said it. My fault. You should play it back so they can hear it. But she finally said it. I need some space.
I need some space. We need to just talk and maybe a little bit. Okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love that.
It's starting to become more clear on this third watch and with this analysis. Those are more therapy tactics. She's like, I've seen Destiny talk about this before. How certain types of relationships, you'll have different types of attachment patterns where somebody, when they get into a heated argument, the one person is like, no, we need to just continue to talk and resolve this and figure out the issue. And the other person is like, I just need some space. I need to go do my own thing. And when you have these two different types of attachment patterns in a relationship, it can get really, really bad because one person feels like you don't love me if you don't figure this out with me. And the other person feels like, I do love you, or like, yeah, I do love you, but I just need to disengage for a while because I'm really upset and we can talk about this later. I think that's exactly what just happened here. And her saying I love you, I think, is another therapy tactic where it's like, I want to reassure you. Before I leave you alone, I want to reassure you that I'm not leaving you because I don't love you. I'm leaving you because, or I'm leaving you in this moment right now because I'm really frustrated and I need to calm down. And he's the type of nigga that won't let it go. He's like, we have to figure this out. And he's like, I don't love you.
Throw the monkey wrench.
Not only is he a nigga that needs to figure it out, he's a nigga that likes to argue too. So the I don't like that's just combative. Like
he's just like, nah, we gonna have this conversation,
right?
I think I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm on credit side. I'm about resolving shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I'm about
with detaching. Like
I'm about resolving shit.
Hey man, I don't think we're gonna.
You know why? You know why?
I think.
You know why?
I was used to say I'm like we're at an impasse.
No, you know why?
Drop that. Like, hey man, we'll talk later. I don't know what to tell you.
You know why? Because you think you could just come at an impasse to the business? There's money on the line. There's things to do. We got to wake up and do this shit again tomorrow. What's the impasse? We're gonna. I guess we can come back tomorrow. But nah, that's not what niggas do. They'll stay in the boardroom, in the meeting room, for 8 hours if they gotta hammer some shit out. But they gotta come to a deal. Someone's gotta sign the paper, or they gotta rip it up. You gotta pick one. It ain't no. And marriage is a business. I know that we read that article he made. You know, when he just got married, and he thinks it's all lovey-dovey dove. But no, there's a business aspect to marriage. And if you wanna actually make it to the finish line, sometimes you gotta cross your T's, dot your I's, or you rip it up. And we see what happened with here. They ripped that shit up.
True, but if you have to blame anybody in this situation, would you blame the person who's trying to disengage or the person who's trying to press the issue?
I gotta blame the leadership.
All right, so it's not all the time that you have to resolve it. Sometimes you can disengage.
What's disengage to do?
Cooler heads prevail. We come back. I've had some time to think about it, be able to fully articulate how I feel, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes people need that.
Pussy.
Pussy. That nigga's getting divorced. He's going by your.
No. I think it's just bad leadership.
Oh, okay. So it's your method, but you just didn't do it right.
Yeah, you didn't do it right. But look, I'm not a robot. Obviously, there's times where you can disengage, but it didn't make the problem go away. Like, you're not saying, oh, the problem will go away if you just disengage. It's not gonna go away.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that.
So what do you really need?
Time to cool off.
Yeah, all right. You just sound like so. Are we gonna talk about it later? You gonna bring it up? Certainly not. The disengager's not gonna bring it up.
You might be right.
So it's like, what are we talking about?
You're right about that.
So now I look like the crazy person when I bring it up again.
I mean the
because I wasn't done with that shit. I didn't finish eating my food.
The person who wants to engage, they could oh, there's a timestamp down here. This is in 2021.
Oh shit.
January 6th.
Go pick up.
Yeah, January 6th, 2021. The person who engages, I mean, they could re-engage with the conversation in a amicable.
It's tough. I'll tell you that much. It's putting all the it's. I feel like it's the disengager. You know, he said it. No respect, no discipline. The disengager is just taking the lazy way out of the conversation instead of, you know, at least attempting. If you're not, if it'd be one thing if you disengage, but then you're willing to bring it up. Okay, I'm ready to have the conversation. That's what makes it true disengaging. The cooler head, cool my head, and I'll come back to it. That's the true shit. But if it's just disengaged, I hope it never get brought up again. Pussy nonsense.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. If that's what she's like, but we don't know what this.
That's what most people are like.
And the fact is, I go, look, I need an A, B, C, and D. She gets put out of the now, but I love you more than my oh, okay. Put on some gloves. Now, but I love you more than my That's not fair. It's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right in that. Become someone day in and day out, worthy.
Woo!
A wife, worthy, no matter what.
What was that cut, bro?
I don't know what they cut. Yo, he must have spit some bars. He must have spit some bars on it. They didn't like that. The family didn't like that.
I feel like it's less likely that he spit some bars. Spit some bars was a little vague. I feel like he was about to say something more reasonable, but they cut it there, so it's like you have to become a worthy wife, as if he's some sort of misogynistic dude who has an idea of what his wife should be, and he's gonna berate her and abuse her until he molds her into. Well, I don't know, because they cut it. Why are you cutting?
She end up like this. Like, am I a good wife now? Yeah.
I hate it when niggas cut content, man. It's so disingenuous.
It's not. This isn't content. This is an attack. That's what you gotta get through your head. This ain't no content, boy. This is an attack.
Hit piece is content. You can put out the hit piece video as content. It's content for me. That's his real life. This is content for me.
Man, where my popcorn? This is some good ass hit piece right here.
Hillary, come on now.
I'm not engaged. I'm not engaged anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get texting that you need. I'll get you what you need.
You don't need nothing.
I love you. I'm committed to you.
Are you good enough to do those things?
I'm not
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you and committed to that. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm good.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication and gloves? No, you take Betty.
As the Crowders head inside, Stephen gets angrier and angrier, and by his own admission, screams, "I will fuck you up."
You can't just put that.
And pregnant wife Hillary, who then flees her home. Where's the admission?
You can't put that.
Where does he admit to doing that?
I'm not wrong with that either.
Let's cap.
That's tough, man. That's some tough stuff right there.
Thoughts?
I think we broke it down. You know, I think we got to the answers, man. It took a while. It took a while, but I think we got to what was going on. There's a lot going on there.
You gonna have this conversation.
Yeah, man.
You gonna have this conversation. That's what it really is.
Yo, shout out to that therapy shit, bro. But if you don't get down to the crux, if you just giving niggas tools to argue better,
that's the way he took it. I just got some tools to argue better.
You know, you got to get down to the crux, man. Like you've changed them from angry humans to now angry robots. Angry robots armed with therapy, the therapy programming.
Yeah.
Hey man, that shit didn't look good. It made it look even more abusive the way they used it on each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
Like, is it therapy or is it abusive to start off with like, I'll be back, and he when does it start getting abusive where she's just gonna be like, I'm gonna be back later, right? Does a relationship have to be kind of like on a style search? You should be actually telling your significant other where you want to go, what you're doing, and when you're gonna be back.
I think.
Wait, I'm not done. Yeah, I'm at the next part. And he's like, well, no, I'm gonna need the car. Maybe he started off with, no, I'm gonna need the car. So when are you gonna be back? I don't know. I'll just be back. But that's hearsay. What we do know is that he said, I need to get groceries. Who started the toxicness?
I'm starting to understand more. The more I think about it, the more all the puzzle pieces are getting put together. I thought I lost a piece. Oh, no, I found it right there. It's right here. All that shit he was talking about, you don't want to do motherly things. This thing engaged in some nasty work. None of that was all just. It was all just a psyop.
It was a misdirection.
Yeah, it was all just a misdirection. She wanted to leave because she was upset. Now, he is the man of the house, the husband, the traditional, so he's supposed to be in charge. Fair enough. She says, I'm going to leave and I don't know when I'll be back. That would be a problem in that type of relationship, regardless of the circumstances, if that's his wife. Coupled with the fact that she's pregnant with twins, he's like, you cannot just leave and say, I'll be back when I'll be back. So he just makes up a reason for why she can't just leave with the car. And the reason is, I gotta get groceries, I gotta get steaks, wood pellets, my grill. If you don't want to do motherly things, then I'll do it. Ooh. These are all they're just lies.
It's scathing.
It's just lies that he's bringing up in order to keep her there. Probably one, because he wants to resolve the issue, and two, he doesn't want her to just leave with their children and herself, and he has no idea where she's gone. He has no idea when she'll go back, and she's in a car.
And maybe he got overprotected since the miscarriage.
Yeah.
Maybe he's changed because of that.
Yeah, that's 100% possible too. It's a really tough situation.
It's a really tough situation. And yeah, I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah.
I really do. Because I don't, like, a lot of people are going to just be like, yeah, Steve Carell's wrong. But I can't totally see it that way, because it's like, what do you do when your partner is not doing the things that you want them to do? Hmm. What do you do when you're the type of person that's like, I'm trying to come to an agreement, the other person doesn't want to come to an agreement. I want to come to the agreement that I think is going to benefit the family. I'm the head of the household. Well, I want to put on my head of the household hat, and I think this is where we should end up to. Fuck no! We can't do that.
You know, when I first watched this clip, I was like, I didn't really know what to think. And after we've broken it down, talked about it, gone over it, and understood some things that were said that we didn't understand before, when I first brought this up to you, I referenced Pearly Things. He said, why'd you get divorced over chores? And when I first watched this, I was like, somebody should send this video to Pearly Things, now she'll understand. But after we've talked it through, I feel more like Pearly Things now, except I understand, I still understand why divorce can help you. I mean, why chores can lead to you getting divorced, right? It's not really about the chores. It's just about, like, the communication. And it's surrounding, it's being brought to light by the chores. The chores is the catalyst for showing how they have these communication issues. And I feel really bad, especially after we've done this analysis, because at first I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. Even in this video, I was like, it's just content to me. But I feel really bad now, because it's like, if they could just resolve the communication issues that they have, it feels like everything would be fine. Now, of course, I don't know everything that's going on in their relationship. This is just based on the assumption that this is the issue.
You're right. They're not, it doesn't seem like they're not attracted to each other.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't love each other anymore. But the way they're communicating is just not working.
Yeah.
And bro, honestly, I really blame a lot of this on Crowder, because he's communicating like a child. He's communicating like a baby. He's communicating like a woman. He's communicating like an op.
Yeah. I didn't agree with the first few ways that you described it, but I agree with op. 100% I feel like he's communicating like an op. Like he wants to win. Like he wants to...
What I'm saying, like, I use all those things because he's not communicating like a strong head of the household. A true leader. Someone that his wife can rely on. That doesn't certainly seem like someone I can rely on. That seems like someone that when I'm at the party and I'm talking to people and he's like, you're embarrassing me. That's the type of dude he seems like.
Well,
you're gonna wear that dress?
Well,
you know you can't wear that in front of my friend. Like,
I think the problem is that, right, she feels like she can't rely on him, but it's probably because she's unreliable. Like
she might just be incompetent.
Yeah. Like, I won't say incompetent, but less competent than him.
Yeah.
And he wants her to be as competent as he is.
Yeah.
and she, whether or not she's not there yet or she'll never be there, she's just not.
I don't think she'll ever be there.
And
I don't think she'll ever be there.
And I won't say that's fine, but
because Steven Crowder's hyper competent.
yeah, I won't say that it's fine that she'll never be there, but it is what it is. And if he was a good leader, he would recognize that maybe she'll never be there, and he would give her some leeway. We have to resolve the conversation now. Let her take some time. Maybe if you weren't so combative on that point, she would tell you, you know what, I'll just be gone for like 30 minutes. I'll come back. We can continue the conversation later. But because he's so, again, this is speculation, he's so anal. He's so, no, we have to. You can't leave.
No.
She's like, just leave me alone. I'm going to do whatever I want.
No. It's not speculation. He communicates like an app. Like, the things that he's saying, the way he's saying it, like, she comes and says, like, yeah, I just got to go for a little bit. Fine. When are you going to be back? Because I got to go get some, I got to go get some medication. If it went like that, and then she says what? Maybe she says, oh, I don't know. Well, you think you can be back by 4 so I can, do my thing with the car? Sure, maybe. You might have to, yeah, you might still take it out. You might still take, I think there's better ways to go about the conversation. And, obviously, and then you'll have to just leave it to chance. But I think, like, him just, like, hammering home the points, like, you're not going anywhere. This is not a good look. Clearly, it's not a good look, and I don't think it's going to help her feel better. It's not going to help her get to the place. But I think there was a better way of him trying to get what he wants. The time. So maybe it's like, okay, we already had these issues. All right, she agreed that okay, maybe she'll be back around 4. So maybe 4 o'clock, I can actually call her, see where she at. But when you pie in the sky, no, I gotta get groceries. You look crazy. No, I got a grill. Look how he said he had a grill.
I got a grill.
No, wood, pallet, fire. Hey, I got a grill. It's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work.
So
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's gonna feel attacked if you do that.
Yeah,
she's like, it's not good.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
After watching this, do you think, like, if they have a lot of interaction like this, do you think they can resolve this marriage? I mean, it looks like the divorce is going to be finalized. I mean, they're putting out hit pieces and shit. Crazy.
I think the only irreconcilable differences in a relationship are like if one of the people, like, you agreed on monogamous relationship and one of the people just decides, I want to be a whore. I feel like that's real. Like,
what about political?
Nah.
What about abortion?
Like, your wife is pregnant and she's like, I'm aborting it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you being married and you not understanding whether or not your wife would or wouldn't get an abortion unless, like, the child has, like, a disability.
What she goes through, like, a couple pregnancies, like, yeah, I don't want to do this again. Oh, yeah, you get a vasectomy. You gotta get a vasectomy. I'm not getting that.
Wrong. There are a lot of reasons why.
There's a lot of reasons, bro. Trust me. There's a lot of reasons.
There are a lot of reasons. Well, that's tough.
Relationships are hard.
Yeah, relationships are hard, man.
Relationships are hard, man.
Relationships are hard. I feel bad for this nigga. Maybe he'll address it, maybe he won't. I can see him just not addressing it.
Hey, man, watch the first video we did on this, man, because I don't want to go over this shit again, but it's like, bro, this is why you can't do relationships like this. He made that pussy-ass letter talking about, I was schnookums and all this bullshit he was saying. Listen, man, relationships today, it's not about duty. It's about what makes me feel good, what do I want in this moment. Listen, you better, and there's gonna be ebbs and flows. There's gonna be waves. You got to be able to understand and handle each of these waves. And certainly, you don't want to be able to you don't want to handle it like Crowder, who clearly hasn't had this wave in his life before, when he's dealing with a disagreeable bitch that doesn't want to get on this program. If you're a dude, because you're the leader of the relationship, there's not much I can say to the woman, and for any woman that watch this, it's like, you're gonna. I think obviously you should acquiesce to kind of what your man wants, especially if he's the leader, he's the breadwinner, and all that kind of shit. But as a dude, obviously you want to take into account your wife's feelings and all that kind of stuff, and you got to be able to know how to communicate with her, because men and women are different. You guys are gonna have just general ways of different kind of communication. It's like there's a way that you can communicate, still be a man, and there's a way that she can communicate and still be a woman without using therapy tools to bridge that gap. You don't have to use the therapy tools to bridge that gap, bridge that gap. You can still be a man and communicate, and she can still be a woman and communicate. We can work together. That's our last on that. You agree with that?
I agree with that, but you said this before we started recording, which was I said this. I was I feel like you probably need there's a higher likelihood that you will need couples or family therapy if you rush into a relationship.
Yeah.
And my definition for rush into a relationship is if you haven't had sex with the person and you haven't lived with them, and he hadn't had sex with his wife and he hadn't lived with her.
Yep.
So I don't care if they dated for 10 years. All of a sudden, after 10 years, you just start living with somebody and you've never had sex with them before. You rush into the relationship. And since they did that, they had problems. I feel like the best bet was for them to go to family therapy. But the way that they utilized what they learned in family therapy, or at least the way that Steven utilized what he learned in family therapy, was as far as I'm concerned, it was toxic. It was like weaponized.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think that makes him the worst person in the world, but it's just unfortunate, and it wasn't going to help the situation.
Yeah, certainly not. Certainly not. He should have watched this shit himself.
What?
He should have watched this shit.
This video
After she fled the house. Is this after she fled the house? He should have was I right?
He would have watched this and he would be like, I handled everything perfectly. I even used the therapy tools. That's what he would have said to himself. Yeah, I used the therapy tools.
Oh yeah, we gotta get out of here, man. We gotta get out of here.
Okay. Let us know down in the comment section below who you blame, if you blame anybody, and whether or not you think a situation like this is salvageable as far as a relationship goes. Other than that, like, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.